Hey you guys, what's up? See with my house with a book collection video. Not something I'd usually make, but I had a request from someone, so I will make it. And I have a lot. They were all in that box at one point. Now they're all on the floor because that's the only way I could get them out. I'm also going to go through these in an attempt to figure out what I want to keep, what I want to throw away. A lot of these like comic books and magazines and stuff, so a lot of them I can throw away. So I'm actually going to sort through all of these and then the stuff I'm keeping I'll do a video on showing you, so let's do that. Okay guys, this is what I'm going to keep. It's a lot of comic books and stuff. I didn't realize I had so many comic books, so I guess I did used to buy them quite often. Um, it's too early to say, it's also very early in the morning. I did film this before, but I did not like how it came out, so I'm just going to refilm it, quickly showing you what books I have, and then chuck them in there. So, first off we have these. This is a complete set of Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is made by Hayao Miyazaki, who is the guy who did all of those anime films, like Spirited Away and all of that. It's really good. It's about this girl who is fighting against nature and stuff like that. That's not really what it's about. I'm just trying to get through this quickly. I can go in. There, we got the classic Superman vs. Muhammad Ali. This is a nice hardcover version. Got a little bit of Walking Dead, not a whole lot. I was into Walking Dead for a while, and I read all the way up until what was available at the time, which was like, I think, this issue. So, yeah, I'm up to volume 18, or possibly 19. Simon Dark, I have a few of these. I actually have the complete set of Simon Dark. This is set in the same city as Batman, but he's just not Batman. It's interesting though, I'd recommend it. It's made from like dead kids, he's kind of like Frankenstein. Death of Superman, best-selling graphic novel of all time. This is the classic, I mean, Superman vs. Doomsday, where Superman dies, and I've never read past this, but I know he comes back. And like there are more versions of Superman. Sandman? Let me find all the versions of Sandman I have. There we go. I only have 3 Sandman comics. I originally read most of the Sandman comics in the library, but after a while I couldn't find what ones I was looking for, so I just ended up buying them from a local comic shop. These are classics too. These are really good. These are about the character called Sandman. He is that guy, pale-looking guy. He's the master of dreams, so he goes into people's dreams and like he helps them in life. It's pretty cool, and he goes throughout various points in history and stuff. It's pretty good, I'd say. Definitely check him out. Batman Year One. I shouldn't have to tell you how good this is. This is really good. This is about Batman's first year on the job. It's a really good comic. It's like before the Joker and all that. Mega Man. Actually haven't read this before, so I guess I bought it and then just never read it, so I'll put that aside for me to read. Before Watchmen, not much to say about that. More Walking Dead. I bought this Silent Hill Omnibus, and I've read like halfway through it so far. It's just a small collection of some of the Silent Hill comics. And I really like Silent Hill, so I mean, anything Silent Hill is something I'm going to buy, and the artwork in it is really cool. Like, it's all made by different people, so each story has its own unique artwork, and it all looks just really scary. It's good stuff. We have single issues here. It's going to take forever. This is part of a bigger vlog, so I'll probably insert this at the end. Simon Dark, Superman Doomsday. This is a weird one that I just found for like 50 cents one day. It's got like kid comics in it. It's got like pornography in it. It's kind of weird. Lenore. This is kind of like Invader Zim. It's kind of cool. Comic book version of Batman Returns. Bloodchild, which is about vampires. Astro Boy. More Lenore. This one's pretty cool. This was published in Brisbane, and it's the first issue of... It's issue 4, actually. I thought it was the first issue. And it's just a bunch of, like... It's a random compilation of comics. It's kind of an interesting read, even though it's not all that great. No, it's just interesting to get something made here. Futurama, funny comics, Star Blazers, Robocop, Death Race, Turtles, my favorite, Captain Confederacy. I mean, everything you need to know about this comic is in that, in this drawing. It's utterly ridiculous, but I love it so much. It's really cheesy. Blood of Dracula, a vampire comic. I'd love to get more vampire stuff. Simon Dark. There was a time when I was buying all of these different comics of the Max, and I only have like 4 or 5 of them. I only have 3 of them, but yeah, I'd love to get more of the Max. I do like the Max. Silent Hill Downpour and Story. I think I have all of those. I think there's only like 3. My the Psychic Girl, which is back when like manga used to be published as comic books. It's kind of cool. It's just about this girl with psychic powers. People go after her. Sandman, Robotech, The Darkness, Slimer from Ghostbusters, World of this Lenore. Oh, The Haunting Memories of Lenore. I don't know who's read The Raven out there. Ren and Stimpy, just stupid comics. Adventures of Bayou Billy, first issue, collector's edition. I don't know how collectible it really is, but it's just kind of cool. Yeah, it's based on the video game by Konami, and it's got the comic book or the video game on the back, and a bit more Lenore. I was really into those for a little bit. And a reprint of Walking Dead issue 1. It was $1. I thought I'd grab it. It's good, I like it. I do like Walking Dead. I do need to get back into it. It's just... I don't know. I'll get back into it at some point, I guess. Some actual novels. Picture of Dorian Gray. A good story about a good soul going mad. Robinson Crusoe, the classic man gets lost on an island story. Dracula by Bram Stoker. The Road, really good. And Lord of the Flies. I'm surprised I don't have more. Like, I remember having a lot more books, just must have gotten rid of them at some point. This is pretty cool. This is made by Classic Game Room. It is a hardcover version of the first comic book he ever put out, which is the Lord Carnage comic book. And yeah, he's sent me like a drawing, sent me like an autograph with it, which is just kind of cool. And this was like a Patreon thing, so no, it was like a GoFundMe thing. I helped fund the book, I guess. And like Classic Game Room has given me years of entertainment, so I mean, I was happy to buy that. A bit of manga. Record of Lodoss War. I do like these. These are like just fantasy comics, I guess, and they're just a fun read. They battle like dragons and stuff. It's a guy and an elf, and like there's a bunch more to it. It's really good. It's got a video game as well on the Dreamcast, which is crazy good. And here's a lot of my biggest stuff. Put this down. This here would be the most important item in my collection. Have a Nice Day. This is signed by Mick Foley himself, and this was sent to me by Retarded by Choice, who unfortunately is no longer with us, so yeah, I will be holding on to that forever. Yeah, if someone sends me something and they pass on, then I'm never going to get rid of it. Pictorial History of Horror Movies. This is the book that got me into like all the old horror films, which is pretty cool. It's only $3 that I bought years and years ago, and it just shows like all these really cool old horror movies like King Kong, all of that. Son of Kong. It's a really good read. Definitely recommend this if you can ever find it. I don't know if it's like rare or anything. Another cool one that I got for really cheap Showgirls, Teen Wolves, and Astro Zombies. This is someone's year-long quest to watch the worst movies ever made. He watched them and then he made a compilation of them. Yeah, it's just something I think is kind of cool, and like you can see a bunch of the movies there. And I've seen some of these, like Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, Cool as Ice, Dracula vs. Frankenstein, Trog, Night Beast. Like I've seen a few of these. Australian Memories in black and white. I do like Australian history and stuff like that. I just need to find more books about it. This is just a bunch of photos from like a certain time period, and it's just really cool to like look at this and see like how different the world was back then. It's really cool stuff. A lot of photos from like wartime and stuff like that. That's Entertainment, World Expo 88. I have a little World Expo 88 collection. I have like a few VHS tapes and stuff like that. I would love to get more stuff from World Expo 88. It's just something really cool, and my mom actually went to World Expo 88, so it's something I have an interest in. I would love to go to a World Expo one day. Maybe if it was ever brought back to Australia. Like I go to where the World Expo 88 site was like maybe once a month, just because like it's a beautiful garden now. It's really nice. The MGM story. This is all of their classic movies, just like giving you a little guide to each one of them. It was super cheap, so I thought I'd grab it. Something under there. History of Fallout. It's a brief guide on various Fallout games, or all of the Fallout games, leading up to Fallout 4. This was good. I think I paid like $8 for this, and it was definitely worth it. I have a history of Coles. I work for Coles, so I thought I'd brush up on my history of them, leading up to 2014. It's very interesting history, actually. It's interesting to see how they started off from like one store, and like they expanded even during like the years of the war, and like George Coles actually went to war and stuff. It's really cool. Another World Expo. This is a souvenir guide, so something you would actually get from the event. Another thing for World Expo, another souvenir program. There was so much there, so it's like multiple souvenir programs. You would expect that. The Birth of Writing. This is just something kind of cool. It's a nice little history on literature. This was a pre-order bonus, I think, for Metal Gear Solid 4. It's all in Japanese and stuff, and it comes with these like lenticular glasses in the back that I don't want to take out, so it's just kind of cool. Where's Sonic now? This is Where's Wally-Bo of Sonic. It's just kind of goofy. I like serious stuff, but I also like goofy stuff. Yeah, you gotta have like an eclectic taste. And finally, the Essential Guide to World Comics, which is probably my favorite thing out of all of this. I mean, it's just a really nice, detailed guide to all different comics of the world, and it's it's all over the world. You got like Australian comics, you got like I find like thing at the front that says it. Yeah, you got like America anime, you got like Chinese ones, you got like continental, Mexican, Australian, even got like Arabian ones. Like you can see all of the different places that it covers from like comic books. I don't know if that's focusing or whatnot, but it's comics from literally all over the world, and it's just really interesting stuff. So yeah. Alright. Those are the books I'm keeping, and I shall now show you the ones I'm getting rid of. Alright, now that I've planned my stuff out, let's show you what I got. So the stuff I didn't show you in that video was all in here, and I've decided to put that part of the video at the end, so I'll have like a timestamp of where you can go to watch it. But this is the books I'm not going to be showing you just because they're going to an op shop. We have some nice stuff in here. I mean, we have a wrestling encyclopedia, Mario Galaxy 2 Collector's Edition strategy guide, as well as a Ni no Kuni strategy guide, Gran Turismo strategy guide. Yeah, some of these things are like, they're kind of collectible. I know a lot of people collect these Nintendo magazines, but I mean, It's more hassle than it's worth trying to find a good home for these for me, so a few comics in here as well. So I'm just going to give them to an op shop as well as some clothes, some DVDs and stuff, and that can be the end of it. So let's go and do that. It's gonna be fun carrying. It's heavy. Going downstairs. Bend the knees. Alright, they're in there. Starting to rain a little bit. Let's go. I'm not going to drive and have my camera out and film because that's incredibly dangerous, so I'll just pull over and tell you exactly where we're going. Going to an op shop to drop that stuff off. We're also going to a couple of pawnbrokers, a couple of second-hand stores, and I'll see what I can do about getting some footage in some of them, but no real promises, so yeah, we'll just see where the day takes us. First place here, it's not the main place I'm going, but it is one of the op shops. Each, not too shabby. Alright, we're at the next place. This place actually used to be way full. It used to be full of shelves. Now it's all just nothing. Pretty cool. It's like a random second-hand store. Other place wouldn't take my magazines. Just gave them this place for free. I'm getting these.
And that's all, folks.